explain to AP teachers who have a single semester course that they want to enable students to gain access to the materials during second semester. Normally, after the course ends, that course is archived, which means teachers can still see it, but students cannot. And we recognize that that could be a challenge if you want your students to look at prior work that they submitted and give them access to that. So we've come up with a special way of extending the course. So what we did was we created a new term that's only applying to your courses that is going to be called like T1 AP Extend. And what this will do is keep the course active after January 12th when grades are submitted all the way through June 4th. What this means for students is this course will stay on their dashboard and they will be able to interact with any content and materials that you have in the course. Because they could do that, if you allowed resubmissions or other things, students could theoretically turn in work late or change what it shows their grade in the course as. So we have a few things that you should do first to make sure that you have a good snapshot of the course at this time before that happens. So the first thing you want to do is switch back to your 2021 T1 grade. Go to the three dots and export your gradebook. This will give you a CSV file of your gradebook that you have as a permanent record, and that will be super important. So once you're done with all the changes before your final grade pass back, go ahead and do this step first. So click Gradebook as CSV, click Next. That will download an Excel file for you, and it will have a record of everything that you have in your gradebook. So if your sections are linked, this will have all your sections. If your sections aren't linked, just go ahead and do it for each individual section so that you have a copy and name them appropriately. And then this will show each student, their overall grade, and their grade on each individual assignment that you had during this semester. So that's the first step. That will make sure that any changes that happen won't affect their overall grade and you'll have a record. Once you have the gradebook downloaded, the next thing you want to do is decide what materials you want to make visible or not visible to your students during second semester. What I've done is I've created a folder called Materials for the AP Exam where I'm including links, for example, my AP Classroom and other pieces that are not related to the units. Just like year-long courses, I also created an unpublished folder called Semester 1 Archive. I'm going to use this folder to hide any pieces of content that I don't want students to have access to during the second semester. That could be quizzes or tests that you don't want them to have the questions and answers to. That could be other just non-necessary comment or content that they don't need. So, for example, if I have a unit folder in Unit 1, I want them to have access to all of these things, right? Foundations of Government, their notes, and the quiz and the answers. So if I leave this here, they will be able to see and work on any of that information. So that's fine. However, if I have a Unit 1 through 3 exam with protected questions that I don't want students to have access to, I'm going to go ahead and drag that to the Semester 1 archive and put it inside of there. Notice that now makes that unpublished and students will not be able to access that. So when I go to the student view of the course, that is no longer available. So they have Unit 1 here and all of those things and their answers to the quiz. They have the separation of powers overview in reading, and they have the study materials for the exam, but they don't have anything that I unpublished. So that's how you go ahead and separate those out. So again, the first thing you do is download your gradebook. The second is decide if there are any materials that you don't want there, and you just create a new folder. Choose whatever color you want it to be, and just make sure that it's unpublished. And that's all you have to do. Let us know if you have questions.